Now, going back to our top story of India's electronics manufacturing going up 5 times and electronics exports hitting 3.25 lakh crore, that is $38 billion in the last 10 years. And to discuss this, we have with us Pankaj Mohindroo, Chairman, India Cellular and Electronics Association, ICEA, joining us on the show now. Welcome, sir, to the program. Well, electronics is one of the highest traded and fastest growing industries globally. Where does India stand in electronic manufacturing globally?
We've had a very good run. Mobile phones is the pillar of this great growth. In terms of manufacturing, if you compare with the last decade, we've grown about 5 times. And exports have also grown multifold. Mobile phones is a stellar performer. We have manufacturing of over 5 lakh 25,000 crores now, and exports of over 2 lakh crores. This is after you would remember that there was a common perception that we are importing most of our products from China. And today we have a situation where we are exporting about 2 lakh crores plus products. Overall, electronic growth has been very substantial also. We are nearly touching 10 lakh crores of manufacturing now. So it's been a very good run.
So, yes, you talk about mobile manufacturing, but what are the other areas that India is currently focusing in this sector and, or in the immediate future, if we say?
I'm sorry, we've touched over 12 lakh crores in manufacturing. These numbers are adding up so quickly that sometimes you lose track of them. I'm really sorry about that mistake.
No problem.
No,
yes,
after mobile phones, the next sector we are focusing on is IT hardware, which is laptops, desktops, tablets. And after that, consumer electronics. India is now currently producing most of the consumer electronics we are consuming in India. So that's another big development. Wearables, that's, what you put in the ear and the small speakers. And after that, some heavy hitter industrial sectors like industrial electronics, auto electronics, medical electronics, and strategic electronics, and lighting. Those are areas in which we have a very good scope of becoming a world leader. And then the foundational industries which are being built, which is semiconductors, display, PCB, cells for digital applications, and so on. And in the middle, then the sub-assemblies and the components. You would know a scheme has just been launched for that. So this is a very comprehensive 360 growth, and the growth is led by global companies which are GVC lead firms, and at the same time we are developing Indian champion companies also in the sector. In every part of the sector, whether it's supply chain, brands, or people in the middle of the supply chain in sub-assemblies, and we are in the deepest technology sector, which is semiconductors. Indian champion companies are coming in, as you would know. Tata Electronics is setting up a fab, and great packing companies are coming up. Tatas are putting up a packing company also. Then Keynes, CG Power, and many such investments.
Okay. Now, what additional opportunities may open up for India in electronics manufacturing because of the massive tariffs that President Trump has imposed on Chinese imports? And what can the government do to help the private sector seize this opportunity?
The India Incorporated, which is the industry and the government together, the attempt is to become the best place to do business and the most competitive place to do business. The geopolitical opportunity is one opportunity, but these opportunities may not last forever. So the foundation of an industry is not created like that. But this is an opportunity where a lot of manufacturing can shift to India in the short term and the medium term also. And I think we are equipped extremely well for that because a foundation for the same has been created in the last 10 years. So especially in the final assembly, sub-assemblies, component space, and even in the cell space where we are putting up big capacities, there is a definite very big opportunity for India.
And what is
In just for the US market, just looking at smartphones and electronics, I think we have the opportunity to increase our export to the US from you know which is currently about 10 million billion dollars plus to almost 70 billion dollars. So that is the single biggest opportunity which is there, and that is not only based on the geopolitical factor but also on the fact that India has proved competitiveness in supplies to some of the best firms in the world, and also the logistic challenges of supplying to North America. I think we have surmounted that very well.
Okay, if you could talk a little bit more about the potential gains in terms of employment opportunities, exports and foreign exchange, and fulfilling the goal of Make in India in the electronics sector.
Electronics is a very globally connected market where, if you look at the huge setup which China has today with over $1,300 billion of manufacturing. The import in China is also nearly 700 billion. So it's you import and you export. And today we are in that trajectory that we are becoming a major export destination with almost $38 billion of electronic export, out of which 25 is mobile phone exports. Now, the opportunity of employment is immense because the the final assembly segment is very intensive in manufacturing. We've almost added more than 13 lakh jobs in this, just in the PLI sectors in electronics. Down the road, this will be India's largest employer. Our largest employers are textiles, railways, etc. But electronics is competing with that. As you go down the value chain, the quality of employment in terms of the per person employment value add keeps going up. Like in semiconductors, all of the employees are at much higher salaries than in assembling. But the sector, we are very confident that by the time we achieve the Prime Minister's vision target of 500 billion, we will be employing more than 10 million to 12 million people in the sector, and which is across all the sectors of electronics, including sub-assemblies and this thing. The verticals I spoke to you about in the earlier part of the discussion, now as they kick in and we start establishing those sectors, we will have major employment coming up in those sectors also, like laptops, tablets, and other consumer electronics, and so on.
Okay, so big road ahead for India's electronics sector. Thank you very much, Pankaj Mohindroo ji, for joining us on DD India News Hour.